everyone, it's Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. I think I've spent about an hour of my life trying to get situated in here. I am trying out a new camera. If I look disoriented, that's why. Today's video is going to be a favorites video. Sometimes my favorites don't really change from month to month. I kind of, if I really like a product, I will stick to it. And so yeah, I didn't really feel the need to do a separate April and then a separate May favorites video. Now we are kind of in the middle of June, and I thought that it's finally time. I finally have switched up my lineup enough to warrant a video, and I just thought that I would update you on some products that I'm really loving. And the first thing that I want to talk about is skincare. I had a huge breakout at the beginning of May. I don't know what caused it. That is finally settled. I am super happy with my skin right now. This is the best my skin has looked in quite a while. I don't have any active breakouts or anything like that, which is wonderful. So I wanted to share with you two of my favorite skincare products that I reached for when my skin was in crisis, and I continued reaching for them. I still use them. And this is the Bioderma Hydrabio Serum. This is a moisturizing concentrate for very dehydrated and sensitive skin. It is quite basic in terms of ingredients. It doesn't have too many bells and whistles, but this is exactly the type of product that my skin needs when it's freaking out. I just want to go back to the basics. This is rich in hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. Niacinamide is a wonderful ingredient if you struggle from acne because it calms down inflammation and it is very soothing, and it also helps fade post-blemish marks as well. So this is really lovely. I have combination oily skin. It's really light and hydrating. I enjoy it, but I did have comments. I posted about this on Insta stories when I first started using it, and a couple of people had messaged me and told me that this product didn't really work for them because they had more dry skin. So I wouldn't recommend this if you're very dry. For me, for my skin type, this has been phenomenal, and I just use a pump of this every single morning, and I use this at night as well. And then at night I go in just with my different afterwards, and in the morning I go in with this. And this is the Paula's Choice Resist Anti-Aging Clear Skin Hydrator, and I just use a pump of this. It's kind of it's got a strange texture. It almost dries to like a matte finish. It sinks into the skin right away. It doesn't have a lot of slip to it or anything. It just kind of coats, it kind of feels like a nice blanket on the skin. And again, it has niacinamide in it, and it also has a form of vitamin C in it as well. Sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a less reactive form of vitamin C, because if you use vitamin C that's L-ascorbic acid with niacinamide together, they cancel each other out. But this formula contains a derivative of vitamin C that does not react negatively with niacinamide, so I'm able to get both my niacinamide and vitamin C servings in this one product. And this is wonderful for combination oily skin. Again, I would not recommend this if you are I would not recommend this if you're dry. I just find this to be a lot more beneficial for people that are like me and you're just kind of oily combination congested. That was a long-winded way for me to tell you that I really love these. I wrote about them more on my blog if you're interested. In terms of makeup, I have some cheek products to share with you. And the first two things are bronzers. It's bronzer season. I've been experimenting with new bronzers over the last couple of months after being in a Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil rut. I had been using Milk-Faced. I've been using Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil for the last 2 years of my life, almost exclusively. That was the bronzer that I was using constantly, and I just got really bored of it. I got really sick of it, and I started straying from it. I started experimenting with new bronzers, and I have been really loving these two. This, you would have seen it in my my sculpted neutral makeup tutorial. So this is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronzer in the shade Tan. This is a gorgeous darker bronzer with a little bit of a red undertone. For me, it's really flattering, and it kind of works like a bronzer and contour all in one. I love this, but you have to use a light hand with it. I like to use a MAC 187 brush with it, because if I use a regular fluffy brush, I feel like it deposits a little bit too much color. Texture is lovely, there's no fallout, it's not powdery, it's really easy to blend, and I love, love, love this color. So this is the bronzer that I've been reaching for when I want a more sculpted dark look. And if I want more of a traditional bronzer look, if I want something just to warm up my complexion, I've been loving this Becca bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. Now, these bronzers are amazing. I love, love, love the texture, and I find the shade range really good for a variety of skin tones. This is Capri Coast. This is the second lightest shade. So they do have one shade lighter than this, and then they have 3 shades that are darker. But even the darker ones, they have different undertones. So there's one with a more golden undertone, there's one with a more tan, reddish undertone, there's one that's more brown. I think that they did a really good job at picking different undertones to go with each different intensity. I find them to be really, really flattering. And again, the formula is fabulous. There's no fallout, it's really creamy. I also like applying this with a MAC 187 brush, or if I want a little bit more deposit, I will just use like an angled cheek brush and kind of go in there if I want more color, but it just gives such a beautiful warm glow to the face. And sometimes I actually use these bronzers together as well. This is the Clarins Multi Blush in the shade 05 Rose. I think it's a really, really pretty warm pink, and I love this formula. I think it's great for all skin types really, but me with combination oily skin, I tend to steer away from cream blushes because a lot of them can leave kind of like a tacky, greasy texture, and they don't really last well on my skin. This blush dries to a powder finish, so I find that even if I use this as the last step of my makeup, if I just kind of dab it on my cheeks a little bit, either with my fingers or with an with a small e.l.f. stipple brush, it doesn't disturb the rest of my makeup. It just kind of sets to a powdery finish really nicely, and it blends with the rest of my makeup well. I just have this just a tiny little bit. I dabbed it on my cheeks with my fingers at the end of my makeup routine today, and I really, really enjoyed it. I've been using this a lot ever since March, I believe. I think this was in my blush and lipstick combinations for spring video. If you want to see this in action by itself, you will get a better view of it in that video, but I absolutely love this, and the formula is fantastic. It's amongst the best cream blush formulas that I've tried. My other favorite cream blush formula is the Chanel cream blush, but I think those are discontinued now. I haven't really seen anybody talk about them anymore, but those were really, really good cream blushes as well. So if you like the Chanel cream blushes, you will love this one because it's a very similar formula. Then the last cheek product that I want to talk about is not so much a die-hard favorite, but it's something that is talked about a lot on the internet, so I kind of wanted to toss it in and let you know my thoughts on it. And it's the Becca Chrissy Teigen palette, and here it is. I have been using this a lot because I have been traveling quite a bit, so I find this to be really, really handy for traveling. And I am wearing the 2 highlighters. I'm wearing them today, and the highlight is really, really, really stunning. Especially this one. I think this is like the big star of the show. This is the limited edition color, and it's called Beach Nectar. And then the other color here is Rose Gold, which I already have as a standalone color, so this is a bit repetitive. And this is Hibiscus Bloom and Malibu Soleil Bronzer. Now, here's the thing. I like this palette, but I don't love it. I don't think it's the most amazing thing ever. I think that there's definitely room for improvement. For me personally, I would have liked to see a bigger bronzer circle. I think this is such a small, awkward size for a bronzer. Usually when we apply bronzer, we apply it with a larger brush. And I would have liked maybe these two switched. I just think having 2 large highlighter sections is a little bit redundant. The blush is really nice. I'm a really big fan. If you watched my videos last year, all summer long last summer, I wore the Becca blush in the shade Camellia. And this is like a slightly more intense version of that, which I absolutely love. I think the colors are stunning for summer, and it does create a beautiful Chrissy Teigen style glowy cheek. But I just think that I would have liked it more. I would have liked it more without this. Maybe because I already have rose gold in full size. I just don't find it to be that spectacular. I would have liked to see a larger bronzer and then maybe a different highlighter shade. Maybe opal. Even I feel like opal might have been a little bit more interesting. Versatile. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but in terms of packaging, it's very nice. I love the fact that it has a large mirror. It comes in really handy for travel, and I'm glad I have it. I don't love it. I like it, I don't love it. The next thing I want to talk about is a hair product, and I was so skeptical of this at first. I thought it was really gimmicky. I love this, and it's the L'Oreal Extraordinary Clay Mask. This is a clay mask for your scalp. And if you are like me and you suffer from oily roots, but you have color treated hair, so your hair can be quite dry at the ends, but your roots are still producing oil like nobody's business, this product will be your best friend. I have used quite a bit of it already, and what I love about it is that it gives me so much volume. I actually used this today. And usually when my hair is just blow dried straight, it's really, really flat. And I find that every time I use this, my hair is so much more voluminous at the root and it doesn't get oily as fast. I swear, when I use this, I can get away with just washing my hair like once, maybe twice in a week, which sounds gross. I know some people really, really hate listening to other people talk about how little they wash their hair, but I am one of those people. I don't wash my hair very often. I usually do it like 2 to 3 times a week, but when I use this, my hair looks good for longer. I feel like it extends the life of my style and it prevents my hair from getting oily as fast. All right, the last makeup items that I want to talk about are lipsticks, and the first lipstick is the lipstick that I'm wearing today. This will be a quick mention because sadly this lipstick no longer exists, but I have been wearing it a lot over the last couple of months, so I thought that it was worth a mention. It's the Bite Beauty. This was their hand-cut lipstick line, the buttercream lipstick formula. This is in the shade Caramel. I really, really like this, and I'm sad that they don't make this formula anymore. I really enjoyed this. This is my favorite Bite Beauty lipstick formula. I don't like the Amuse Bouche lipstick formula as much as I liked this. The other 2 lipsticks are more in the pink family. The first is Angel. If you've seen my sculpted makeup tutorial, you will have seen this in action. I absolutely love this. If you're into nude pinks, you must try MAC Angel. And for a brighter option, I've been loving this lipstick. This is the Chanel L'Eclatante, number 42. L'Eclatante. I don't know what L'Eclatante means. I hope it's something nice, but it's a very beautiful, bright pink. If you like MAC Impassioned, you will really like this. This is a little bit less coral than Impassioned. This is more of a yellow pink base. But what I really love is using a nude pink like MAC Angel all over the lip, and then I go in with this bright, bright pink from Chanel, and I just apply this on the inside of my lip. I kind of dab it with my fingers to kind of give me that pink popsicle lip effect. That's the way that I've been able to wear this a lot more than before. And if I'm feeling really adventurous, I will just use this by itself with, I'll pair it with a nude lip liner just to kind of tone it down a little bit, but I have worn it to work with a nude lip liner and it stays on all day. It leaves the most beautiful stain behind. I feel like this Chanel lipstick formula needs more love. The Rouge Allure Velvet formula, and it's got a gorgeous velvety texture. It's not drying on the lips. It's not heavy at all, and it fades really beautifully. Like, I can wear this to work and it goes, you know, it lasts through my coffee drinking water, it lasts through lunch. It fades, but it just leaves a beautiful faded stain behind. Really loving this shade. And I have to thank my friend Natalie Flower Bomb 31. She sent this to me a while ago. I think she got 2 of them. Natalie was the one that brought this lipstick in my life, so I always think of her when I put this lipstick on. It's really, really beautiful, especially for summer. And last but not least, it's not a beauty product, but it is a set of beautiful products that I wanted to share with you, and it's some rings from Miranda Frye Jewelry. You will have seen 1 or 2 or maybe more of these rings on my fingers in the last month or so because I've been wearing them a lot and they're really beautiful. Now, I do have my core set of rings. These are like my fine jewelry pieces that I never really take off, but I do like to play around with bigger, more statement costume jewelry pieces when I want to switch it up. I'm not a very, very big accessory person. I don't really wear necklaces, big earrings. I don't really wear bracelets that much anymore either, but I do like to wear funky nail polish and rings. That's like my favorite way to accessorize a look. So these are the rings that I've been loving lately. There's this one. There's this big circle one, which is my personal favorite. This is the one that I've been wearing the most over the last month. And then there's also this fun square one that I like to wear. Then there's this cool one that just has these little balls on a string. It looks really, really pretty, layered with other pieces. And then there's this Midi ring as well. Some of them are sterling silver, and then some of them are rhodium plated brass. So just keep in mind that this is costume jewelry. It's not fine jewelry. You might want to take them off before you wash your hands or apply hand cream or anything like that in order to maintain the longevity of them. But like I said, I do have, I have my fine jewelry pieces that I never take off. And then when I just want to accessorize and add a couple of funky pieces, that's when I reach for those costume jewelry pieces. And I'm a big ring girl, so I love rings. I wanted to share my favorites. And they've kindly let me do a giveaway for some of their stuff. And since my favorite pieces from their collection are rings, you get to choose 2 rings. So you will actually get to pick which rings you want. You will actually get to pick the finish, whether you like the silver finish or if you want them in gold. You can enter, and it's open worldwide. I have a post on my Instagram. I will link the post in the description box below, where you will see instructions of how to enter, and you will enter on Instagram. If you want to buy them, they did offer me a code for 10% off using just the word Sandra. You can get 10% off, and if you're in the United States, it's free US shipping, which is nice. Unfortunately, I was not able to get free Canadian shipping because Canadian customs and Canadian shipping is, the struggle. The struggle is just too real. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think I'm going to choose the winner in about a week. So you have a week to enter. Make sure you check it out in the description box below. And I think that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please excuse me as I get accustomed to this new camera. I will have a more exciting setup in the future, hopefully. I just really was too eager. I really wanted to film a video, and I really wanted to kind of get started, but it's a learning process for sure. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.